Hello, everyone. This is Tanya Wilcox, Program Director at TheDream.Us. Thank you so much for joining us this evening to learn about this great possibility for you to learn to earn college credits for free. Joining me today, I have Program Manager at TheDream.Us, Melissa Barrera, who will be helping me answer some of the questions that you will have throughout the webinar. We also have joining me with me David Weiss, who is the Executive Director for Modern States and who will be telling you more about these classes and how you can earn these credits. David Weiss is a Pulitzer Prize winner reporter from the Washington Post. He's also the author of 4 books, including The Google Story, that was published in more than 25 languages, and he serves on the board of Save a Child's Heart. He's also a volunteer and supporter of Martha's Table Shelter, which is an organization that feeds the hungry and homeless in Washington, D.C. David received his undergraduate degree and MBA from the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, and he also serves as a senior advisor for the New Mountain Capital. And he will be joining this webinar in a couple of minutes to tell you more about this. Before we start, I want to give you a few housekeeping items. One is for you to know that this webinar is being recorded, and you will receive an email from GoToWebinar in a day or so with a recording. Also, during the webinar, we will have 2 periods when you will be able to ask questions, and you can do so in 2 different ways. One is you may submit a question via your question box, and then the second one is you may raise your hand. You will see in your control panel, there's a little hand there. If you raise that hand, we will know option. And if when we choose you, Melissa will call on your name. At that point, we will unmute you. You will need to make sure you are also unmuted on your phone or computer. And then when Melissa unmutes you, you will be able to speak and we will able to hear your question so that we can answer it. And again, the opportunities for you to get your questions answered will be during those 2 periods, one in the middle of the webinar and one at the end of the webinar. So at this point, you should be able to see the presentation on your screens with the first slide where it says Modern States Education Alliance. So let me tell you a little bit about why the Dream.Us is promoting for you to check the modern states and the possibility of you to take some classes through them. First of all, know that because these are classes that you'll be able to take for free, not only will you be able to save money, but it also will allow you to use the Dream.Us award more wisely. That means that saving money, that means that you would have extra funds for later on for other classes that you will need to take or for your later years during your college career. It also means that you may be able to graduate faster if you're able to take some of these online classes either during the academic year or in the summer. If you're not taking classes on your campus during the summer, which can be expensive, you could be taking these classes in the summer for free. And therefore be more efficient about how you use your dollars and your time. And then also this classes can help you complete your general course requirements, which you would have to do in order to graduate. One last thing I want to mention is that if you're a scholar at UC Merced, Hostess Community College, the City College of New York, or the Cudman College, Community College in New York, those are 4 colleges that do not accept the CLEP exam credits, which are the credits that you will earn through these classes. So if you're a scholar at one of those 4 schools, you won't be able to participate in that. But scholars in every other one of our other partner colleges, you are able to take advantage of this. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, so scholars, we have a question for you. Question is gonna pop out in your screens. And the question is, if you are pursuing a bachelor's degree, tell us if you will graduate within 5 years, or if you are pursuing an AD degree, do you think you will graduate within 3 years since you started college? So please go ahead and take the time to answer these questions for us, please. And we'll give you 30 seconds to go ahead and answer. And I see that about half of you have voted already, so please keep going. Great, we're at 80%. So those who have still not voted, I'm going to close this poll in about 5 seconds. So 5. All right, so we have almost 90% return. So I'm going to close the poll and share the results. So great. So about 77% of you look like you are going to graduate within those time frames. But we do have a 12 and 7% that you don't know or are maybes. So again, if you're thinking you are going to graduate in 5 years, taking these classes, you might be able to graduate in 4 years or 4.5 years. Or if you're thinking you're going to graduate in 3 years, taking these classes means that you might be able to graduate maybe in 2.5 years. So just to reiterate the point that this could help you not only save money, but go faster in your degree. So at this point, I want to turn this over to David to please tell us more about modern states. Go ahead, David.
Thank you very much. Next slide. Modern States is a philanthropic endeavor. It's a charity, and we created Modern States for a very simple reason. College has gotten to be too expensive in the United States, more than $1.3 billion in student debt. Too many people faced with a choice of either not going to college or taking on a lot of borrowed money. And so we started this charity so we could help make college more affordable and more accessible for everyone. There are no requirements that you need to meet to participate in the Modern States program. It's open to everybody that's of all backgrounds, regardless of race, gender, age, immigration status, background, or what year of college you may be in. While you can earn up to 1 year of college credit free, you may choose to enroll in one course or many courses. We'll leave that up to you. This is a very helpful program, and as you'll see, it's also easy to use. Next slide. I'm the short guy on the right. That's me. I'm David. And the tall fellow on the left is Steve Klinsky, and he is the founder and the CEO of Modern States, and he is contributing the money that is making this possible. He's been involved in education reform for many years and various ways where he's trying to help people. Next slide. So you may think this sounds too good to be true when I tell you that the courses are free, the practice questions are free, the online textbooks are free, and the $85 fee that you would normally have to pay to take the CLEP test where you get the credit, we're going to pay that for you. It sounds too good to be true, but many people feel that way. But it is true, and it is real, and that's why we've created a charity to do it. And as you can see, we've gotten plenty of news coverage from very respected publications, and our credibility is very high, and our reputation is excellent. Next slide. Again, you can see in addition to places like the Washington Post and the Wall Street Journal, you've got many other publications. So how does Modern States work? Well, you enroll in free, very high quality courses taught online. You will be attending these courses online and hearing and watching college professors from some very terrific universities. Each of these courses is tied to one of the 32 CLEP exams that are offered by the College Board, and you will earn college credits and save money on tuition when you pass a CLEP exam. Next slide. What we have really created here is a digital public library of great courses. Courses that are available 24/7 on the internet at modernstates.org. And they're in all the major general studies areas and all the freshman and sophomore level courses. Everything from history to math to biology to sciences to American government to some courses in introductory business courses like Principles of Marketing. And Spanish and French are also offered. So there are some language courses as well. Next slide. So what does a course look like? On the left, you see Professor Rebecca Lubeau from Rutgers University, who teaches our American government course. And on the right, you see a small version of what you will see in a larger form when you're actually doing this yourself. And they are the modules and multiple choice questions that you will see along the way. Next slide. So we've got credible professors, and by that I mean they are really, really good. We have a great math teacher in James Murphy from Johns Hopkins. We've got the former dean of the law school of George Washington University, Paul Berman, teaching. We have Maria Castro from Boston College and Tufts University teaching our Spanish course. We have professors from Columbia University, Purdue, the State University of New York system, and many other places. But the most important thing that I want to tell you is that we have chosen teachers who we think are engaging and interesting. I know the last thing I want to do is watch a boring professor, and so I'm sure the same is true of you. You want to watch people who can hold your interest and keep you interested day after day when you're taking a course. And these courses are typically about 9 hours, and we've chosen professors who will keep you engaged as long as you're paying attention. Next slide. So what is credit by exam and how does it work? You're normally used to getting credit by course, where you sit in a course and then you may write a final paper or take a final exam and get a passing grade and get credit. Here, you get credit by passing a CLEP exam. CLEP stands for College Level Examination Program, and the CLEP tests are actually offered by the College Board. That's the same group that provides the AP and the SAT. I'm sure you've heard of most people have heard of the SAT. The CLEP really is not very well known, but it's very, very valuable. And Modern States, as a charity, we are providing an $85 voucher that you can use to pay the exam fee. That's available to the first 10,000 students, which includes all of you. And so far, those who have taken Modern States courses have passed at a rate of 76%, which is well above the national average. The important thing to remember is that in order to get a voucher, you need to watch the videos, which typically are about 9 hours per course, and you need to also answer the practice questions. And next slide. Looks like we have an opportunity now for some questions. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have, and then continue. And I'll mention too that in addition to a professor speaking and you're listening on your cell phone or on your laptop or tablet, any device that's connected to the internet will let you participate in the courses once you go to modernstates.org. There's also a transcript, a written transcript of everything the professors have to say. So if you prefer to read it rather than listen to it, you can download that, you can print it out, you can keep it. So we really are trying to provide personalized learning. Be happy to answer any questions.
So Tanya, can you hear us? She's
Sorry, I was on mute. Here you go. So yes, we do have some questions here. One is about the recording of this webinar. Yes, the webinar is being recorded and it will be shared with everybody in the next 24 to 48 hours. So anyone who registered for this webinar will get the recording. And this is, let's see. Someone is asking, what if you don't pass the CLEP exam and do we pay the money back? David?
It doesn't matter whether you pass or fail. We will pay for your CLEP exam. You do not have to pay the money back. In fact, you can even go back and look at the materials again and take the same exam a second time after you wait about 2 months. So no, you do not return the money if you don't pass the exam. There's no risk involved for you.
Great. Here's another question from Magdiel Gonzalez, inquiring if a student who is taking Purdue online classes would be able to take advantage of this. Do you know that, David?
No, someone who's taking Purdue online classes could check with Purdue University to find out whether they will grant credit for CLEP. I know that Purdue University overall does grant credit for CLEP courses that are passed, or CLEP exams that are passed. So I think it's highly likely that the online program would do so as well. I would encourage you to check with Purdue to make absolutely certain.
Great. It says, how does the student get the money for the CLEP exam? Is it a voucher or how does that work?
It's a voucher that you request right from the website. So instead of using a credit card when you sign up to take the CLEP exam, you use the voucher, which has a number on it, and it's as simple as that.
Great. How many courses can I take? Juana asks.
You can take as many courses as you'd like. You can take an entire freshman year for free, which would be at least 8 courses or 9 courses. And you could take even more than that if you'd like. There's no limit on the number of courses you can take and earn free college credits through this program.
Okay, and from Jocelyn, if I don't pass a class, can I retake it again or what happens?
If you don't pass the test, you can retake it again after 2 months. We would encourage you first to go back, listen to the lectures and videos again, take the practice questions again, and really try to be better prepared the second time. But there's no problem. You can take it again if you don't pass. No risk on your part.
Okay, and Juan is asking if there is a place where he can see a list of the colleges that accept the CLEP exam credits.
There are over 2,900 colleges that accept the CLEP exam. And if you Google CLEP, C-L-E-P, and colleges, you will get to a place on the College Board's website that will show you how you can search for the names of colleges. They don't have a single list, but they do have a way for you to search in each and every state for the colleges in that state which accept the CLEP exam. But the list is nearly 3,000 colleges, including the colleges I believe that all of you attend.
That's correct. So if you were not here for the beginning of the presentation, I named that there were only four of our partner colleges that do not accept this exam, but everyone else of our partner colleges does. And we can let you later know what those four schools are if you missed that part of the presentation. And will these courses affect my GPA in college? Is another question.
These courses will not affect your GPA in college. No, it'll show up as a transfer credit without a grade.
Okay. Is there a deadline to apply for this program?
There's no deadline to apply, but I would encourage you to get started as soon as you can. If you have time in your busy lifestyle to get started, it's always better to do it sooner rather than later, but there is no deadline. We are paying for the first 10,000 students who take a CLEP exam, and we're not near that 10,000 number now, so you have some time.
Okay, and do we complete the courses at our own pace and then take the exam when ready, or are there specific dates?
The courses are completely self-paced. You can go as quickly in the course or as slowly as you would like. There is no deadline once you start the course. You do it at your own pace, anytime you want, anywhere you want, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's available to you to make it convenient for you as a student. So you don't have to finish in any particular amount of time.
Great. Okay, Melissa, do we have any hands raised?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, we do. So, Janelle, I'm taking you off mute. Or actually, you would need to unmute yourself. Janelle. Okay, and I think that's the only one. So she might have some technical difficulties right now. Oh, there's another one. So Rosa, if you can unmute yourself. There we go. Hi, Rosa, can you hear us? Rosa?
Okay, that's okay, Melissa. Let's go back to the questions on our panel. I'll just take two more questions, and then we can go back to any hands raised that you have later on to try again.
Sounds good.
Okay, one more question, David, is how can we determine course equivalency of these courses with respect to our university? In other words, how do I know that my credits will transfer and count towards my degree?
That's an excellent question. If you type in the name of your college into Google, and then you type in CLEP, C-L-E-P, after it, you will find the page in your college's catalog that will list all the CLEP credits that will transfer and what score is necessary on the exam. Typically, a passing score is 50 or better. It's on a scale of 80. And the easiest way to do it, again, is to Google the name of your college and the letters CLEP, CLEP.
Right. Okay, let's go back to the presentation, David. For those who still have questions that we have not answered, don't worry. We will have another period when we will answer your questions. So go ahead, David.
So why are we using CLEP? The answer is because it's so flexible. It's probably the best kept secret in higher education. Most people have never heard of this test. I discovered it when I was looking online at about 2 o'clock in the morning one night, and I was looking for a way that we could help other than AP exams, which are only offered to high school students. And so this program, which I found then, is more than 50 years old. It celebrated its 50th anniversary last year. And another great thing about it is that the test centers are available on college campuses and elsewhere, about 2,000 of them. And there's over, as I had mentioned earlier, there's over 2,900 colleges and universities that accept CLEP. Next slide. So you might want to know the most important thing: how can you benefit from modern states? Well, if you have an internet connection and you have a cell phone, you can benefit. You can learn from anywhere, anytime that's convenient for you. You can save time and money because everything is free. As I've said, the courses are free, the practice questions are free, the online textbooks are free, and we will pay the test fee for you. You will get to learn from professors at fantastic universities, and you'll earn college credits in the process. And I think a lot of people have also enjoyed the courses very much, and they've learned a lot as well as earning credit. Next slide. This is a slide that shows the reason why we needed to create modern states. The cost of college is totally out of control and crazy, ridiculously high in the United States. It's almost $40,000 for in-state residents at public colleges to attend for 4 years, and it's nearly $100,000 for out-of-state residents to attend a public university. We felt it was really a moral imperative that everyone have the opportunity to attend college, and that you have the opportunity to do so whether you have the money or not. So we found a way to cut the cost of college by 25%. For those people who are not yet in college, it creates an on-ramp, and for you, it creates some steps you can walk forward without spending any of your valuable scholarship dollars. And you can stretch those scholarship dollars and make them go farther. Next slide. In addition to college students, we've had in this program high school students who have succeeded, high school graduates who did not immediately go to college, adult learners, veterans, international students, and then we've had some adults in the program who needed a college degree in order to get ahead in their job and profession. And so they have turned to modern states as a way to get rolling so that they can get a better job. Next slide. Meet Freeman Tala. Freeman is from Cameroon, and he is a student in Georgia at a school called Kennesaw State University. And he's an international student. And he's a chemical engineering major who wants to find ways to create inexpensive sources of power in Cameroon. And what he really loved about modern states was that it saved him an entire year of college in terms of the time, and an entire year in terms of the tuition. And he also enjoyed the fact, in addition to it being free, that it was so flexible and he could do it from anywhere, anytime. Next slide. So how can you get started with modern states? Well, what you need to do immediately after this webinar, if you can, is go to modernstates.org. That's www.modernstates.org. And you register in the right-hand corner. You register for the website. Then you click on Course Catalog. And if any of you use Netflix, you'll see something that looks like Netflix. Lots of different boxes, each of which represents one course tied to a specific CLEP exam. You can watch something that's like a movie trailer before deciding which course you want to take. There's a video of a professor, so you can see who the professor is, how they speak, and you can also see if the course interests you. And then you enroll in a course, You complete the course by taking all of the practice tests and doing all of the work that has been assigned by the professor, listening to the lectures and videos. And then it's a lot shorter than an entire semester of college to get credit this way. And your next step is to apply for an exam voucher right on the website, and then to take a CLEP exam at a testing center that's near you. And then you'll be able to apply for this to be a transfer credit at your college or university. So the way to get rolling is to go to modernstates.org, and all of these instructions that I have just spoken are on the website too. So don't worry about a thing, it's all there.
Okay, so actually before I launch this poll question, let me go ahead and launch this poll question. So students, if you can answer, it's going to come up in a couple of seconds. Here you go. So tell us what you're thinking right now. How likely are you to investigate the possibility of taking a class through Modern States? Okay, we have about 65% of you who voted, waiting for that to get a little higher. Keep voting, guys. It's stuck at 79%. Let's get it up to 90%. I'll give you 5 more seconds or a few more seconds to finish. All right, I'm going to be closing the poll now. About 6% of you have voted. And here you go, David. What do you think?
I think those results are terrific, outstanding, and very exciting. And I'm really, really glad that so many of you plan to enroll in a Modern States course and earn free college credit. I think it's wonderful.
Great. Let's go ahead to the next slide. Okay, questions. We have more questions for you, David. Melissa, is there anyone with a hand up that would like to ask a question?
Yes, we do have quite a few hands up. So let's start with Laura.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello?
Laura. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So I have a question. I'm currently a junior at Eastern. Is there any chance I can take these CLEP courses or like the courses for fun or for interest in the class, or does it have to be like in my current degree?
You can take, if I understand your question correctly, you can take courses outside of your major. A lot of colleges won't let you use them toward your major, but you can use them as a junior in college. You can be in any year of college and take these courses and take the CLEP test for college credit.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Sure.
All right, and then we have Jocelyn. Jocelyn, can you hear us?
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I have a question. I'm a senior in high school, and let's say I struggle in math. Would it be a good idea to take a math course using this website because it's more at my pace, or should I take it during college?
I would say doing a math course here is a very good idea. And we have math courses. We have a course tied to a CLEP exam in college math, which is, I would say, the basic math. Then we have a course in college algebra. Then we have a course in pre-calculus. And then we have a course in calculus. So you can see we have courses that range a great deal. And I would think getting a college math requirement out of the way, if it's an area where you struggle, would be a good thing. And you can certainly do it through college math or college algebra if calculus sounds a bit intimidating. I know it sounded intimidating to me when I took it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's see. Let's hear from Brian. I'm going to unmute you. Brian, can you hear us?
Hello, yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so my question was, so basically if we just pass it, even with like a low score, we will still get credit, even if it's like like a 55% on it, because you said 50% is like passing, I believe.
Yeah, if you get a score of 50 or better, you will get a credit. If you want to be sure of that, Google CLEP and the name of your college, and you will get to a page that will show you what scores are required. But for the most part, a score of 50 or better will get you a transfer credit. But you could take a look at your own college just to be sure by Googling it.
Yes, thank you.
Sure.
All right. Do we have time for a couple more, or how are we doing on time for questions?
I think we're okay. Good. Let's take a couple more, and then I can do more from the chat box too.
Perfect. Eddie.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, I
we
was
can hear you.
wondering if you're a student or a recipient under the Dream.Us and did not attend the webinar, can you still sign up in this program, or do you have to attend the webinar?
Anyone can sign up for this program. You do not need to have attended this webinar to be eligible for the program. It's open to everyone. So feel free to tell your friends and others all about it. We would like people to get the benefits of what we have created.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see. Josie, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So I'm a freshman at a university right now, and I'm just wondering, am I able to sign up for this program every summer until like I graduate? Like, let's say I want to take some more summer classes later, like in my junior year. Is that allowed?
It is allowed to take courses in the summer in any year that you are in college. However, most colleges will only let you transfer up to 8 course credits. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But there's no reason why. The only other thing I would say to you is if you've already taken, let's say you've already taken American history, you can't take the American history course and get credit for that. You need to take courses that are different from those you've already taken, and they need to be outside your major. Usually, they're in sort of the general studies or electives area, but you can use it in more than one summer.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. One other caveat for you, one other thing to be aware of, we are paying for the first 10,000 students. So this summer is the best summer to get started because we know that all of your expenses and fees will be covered and you'll have no cost at all. By the way, let me mention that there is also at many of the testing centers a $20 administrative fee. You would have to pay for that yourself first, and then we will reimburse you for that. And you find instructions for that on the website after you have signed up.
One more, Melissa.
All right. So let's do Lisette.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So my question is, cause I checked on the Modern States website, like the credits that are eligible for like universities, and I live in Georgia. So I was wondering, cause I'm currently a freshman at Georgia Gwinnett College, right? And I'm a dreamer, getting charged out of state, and right now I'm kind of looking into transferring to a school either out of state that I'm that help dreamers, like in merit-based scholarships. Do you think if I were to transfer my credits from the current school that I'm enrolled at right now, and if I take classes that I still need credit on with using the CLIP, do you think those will transfer with me to whatever university I choose to transfer to?
I think that's a very good question. To be sure that you would be able to do that, you would need to know which college or university you're going to transfer to. And you'd need to make sure that it is a college or university that accepts CLEP. And you could do that by going to the College Board's website and going to colleges that accept CLEP and see if there are several colleges you're considering if they accept CLEP, you would be able to take those credits with you. But you'd want to be sure before you put in the time and effort to do the courses.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, let's a couple of questions coming here in the question box, David. A lot of questions about when can they start and when can they take the classes.
You can start right now. All you have to do is hang up or log off this webinar and go right to modernstates.org, and you can get started right now.
All right.
Everything is ready, everything is in place, and it's just a matter of you moving forward.
And questions about, are most of the courses general education courses, or are there courses for their majors too?
They are not courses for your major for the most part. They're introductory level courses that typically would be taken for general studies or in the freshman or sophomore year. So we're talking about courses like American literature, English literature, American government, introductory Spanish, college math, introductory psychology, introductory sociology. Those kinds of courses are the ones that exist in the program, and not the courses that are higher level in your major.
Right.
There
And
are,
then
by the way, also some business courses for those interested in studying anything about business. There's a marketing course, a management course, and a few others. So I wanted to mention that as well, introductory level.
Right. So the best thing that you guys can do is go to modernstates.org and look at the course catalog so that you could see all the courses that are being offered. And someone is asking, if you're behind on college credits, can these classes help you catch up to graduate on time?
Absolutely. I know of somebody who didn't have enough money, ran out of money, and needed 1 or 2 credits to graduate, and he used Modern States, and now he has his college degree. I know of other learners and students who have fallen behind for one reason or another, or lacked the money, and thanks to using Modern States, they've caught up and gotten their college degrees. So this is definitely a way for you to move forward in the college process if you've fallen behind, and it's also a way for you to get ahead in the college process if you're on track.
Great. And then last questions before we move on is, how can we inform our colleges that we have taken the course, and how can they receive the results?
You have to ask the College Board to send the results to your college. There's a process for that, and that your college will accept not what comes from you, but what comes from the College Board showing that you have passed the CLEP exam.
Right. So is this process kind of similar as the SAT?
Yes.
Okay.
It's virtually identical.
Okay. So for those of you who have taken the SAT, it's very similar because it is processed by the College Board. Let's continue with the presentation, and at the end, if we still have some time available, we will continue answering questions. So go ahead, David.
Thank you. The biggest message that I have for you is really to register on the Modern States website and sample some of the courses and enroll today or this evening. and tell others about it. There's no reason not to take advantage of this program. It's free, it's high quality, and it offers you an opportunity to save time, save money, and to learn a lot. I hope many of you will take advantage of it. Next slide. Finally, I want you to know that I'm here to support you. If you have any questions or you encounter any problems along the way, my email address is david@modernstates.org, and my cell phone number is 202-439-0318, and I will be glad to help you if anything arises. Just reach out.
Great. So we have about 10 minutes left, so let's continue taking questions. Melissa, do you have any students with their hands raised?
Yes, we do. So let's see. Joanna, can you hear us? Actually, Joanna, you're on mute. Can you unmute yourself? Joanne, I'm sorry. There we go. Can you hear us?
Yes. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so let's say I am taking computer science as my major. I have to take a course that isn't along the line of my major in order to get the credits, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, and then let's go with Gabriela. Can you hear us?
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I am currently on a full ride scholarship here at my university. However, I want to take classes in the summer, and those are not covered through my scholarship. And so right now I have unused funds from TheDream.Us. And so I was wondering if I could use those unused funds to pay for the for my summer classes, or if I could use this program to pay for them, if that makes sense.
So let me take that question. Yes. So first of all, if you can take the classes through Modern States, I would suggest that you do that because they're for free, and then you're not using your scholarship funds to pay for the summer and save that money for your fall and spring semesters. So go to the Modern States, look at the classes that they're being offered, and see if you can take the class you need through them. If that is not a possibility, then you may use your scholarship funds to take summer classes that you have to.
Oh, okay. That's great. Thank you.
Okay. Mhm. Another question, Melissa?
Milo, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can
All
you hear
right.
me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Earlier, I asked if students who are with Kaplan University online, now Purdue Global, can use this test to our advantage, and then the answer was we just have to ask Purdue about that?
Correct.
Okay, and I was also thinking, since I'm kind of advanced in my degree already, I'm almost done with about half of it, or more than half of it, and you said it's only usually for non-major courses, just kind of fundamental courses, right?
That's right.
Okay. I'm thinking I might not have any of those left in my pathway. So if I wouldn't have any left in my pathway, if they're all to do with the major, then I wouldn't really need to take a CLEP exam.
That's right. If all you have left are higher level courses in the computer science area, this would not make sense for you to do this. If you have any electives, if you have any electives left, you'd be able to take those for credit using this program if Purdue honors them through the online Kaplan program.
I'll look into the electives, but I think right now I just have the communication and some humanities courses, but also some social sciences. But I'll look into it just in case. So thank you for your help.
Those are exactly the courses that would be offered through CLEP, through Modern States, is humanities and social sciences. So you should definitely look into it.
Well, yeah, I'll see if Purdue will honor it then.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Um, one more, Melissa? Any more?
All right, so medium, can you hear us? Hello, medium? All right, let's see. Sadi, can you hear us? Huh. Let's see. Jocelyn, can you hear us? Hi, Jocelyn, can you hear us? All right.
Hello?
Anna? Anna, can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am. So I had a question. I'm looking at the Modern State website where the courses are, and I was just wondering if you guys had any college credits that would go towards nursing, or if you had like any nutrition, anatomy, anything related to that, or is this just the entire course catalog?
This is the entire course catalog. I would think as part of a nursing degree or education. I don't know what year you are at this point in college, but I would think that biology could be useful. Maybe chemistry could be useful. If you have any electives you need to take, that would be useful. But your core nursing courses we would not have available because there's no CLEP exam for those.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, Melissa, let's take some questions that are coming from the chat box. Here's a question of how long do these courses usually last?
It really depends on you as the user, but there's about 9 hours of video, and then there are the practice tests and practice questions, and there are textbooks available too, online, all free. So to answer your question, I would say it probably takes most people about 3 weeks or so.
Okay. And are there specific dates to take the CLEP exams?
One of the great things about this program is the flexibility. There are no specific dates. You can take the CLEP test any day of the year except for a federal holiday when test centers would be closed. So the good news is it's very flexible, and you can fit it into your schedule rather than the other way around.
Great. Let's see. Can we take more than one course at a time?
Absolutely. We have many students who take 2 courses at the same time. Not many people take more than 2 courses at once. We're happy for you to take more than one course at a time if you would like to do so.
Okay. All right, there are still a lot of questions about when can I start. So guys, you can take this class any day, anytime, at any hour of the day. So it's completely flexible when the classes start.
The best time to get started is now. It's available now, and what you've just heard is true. It's flexible. You can get started at any time.
Okay, for the science courses such as biology and chemistry, if I pass the CLEP exam, do I get credit for both the biology and the chemistry?
Yes, those are 2 separate CLEP exams. Those are 2 separate courses.
Okay, will I be able to communicate with the professors?
No, the professors are not available. That's an excellent question. The courses are flexible for you, but they do not involve interaction with the professor.
Okay. Will the quality of the education be the same as the college classes?
I think the quality of the education is very high. These courses are being taught by college professors, so it's college level material being taught by college professors from some truly outstanding universities. So I think the quality is very high, and certainly it's college level.
If I take the CLEP exam once, do I have to pay for future CLEP exams?
No, we will pay for you to take more than one CLEP exam, as long as you do the course first. You need to listen to all the lectures, and you need to do all the practice questions at a minimum before requesting a voucher. But you can do more than one under the program, and we will pay for you.
And is there a limit to the number of classes I can take?
There's no limit that we set, but most colleges or universities typically would allow no more than about 8 courses to be transferred in using CLEP.
And if I don't pass the CLEP exam, will this affect me in any way?
If you don't pass the CLEP exam, it will have no effect on you at all. So there's no risk at all in trying.
Okay. Can you take the course and not take the CLEP exam?
Yes. There's no requirement for you to take the CLEP exam. You can take the online course if you'd like to learn the material, but you won't get college credit for it. The only way to get college credit for it is to take and pass the CLEP exam after you've prepared for it using the course.
And where are the CLEP exams held?
The CLEP exams are in many different locations. Typically, the CLEP test centers are on college campuses, and they're elsewhere. But if you go to Google and you Google CLEP exam, CLEP test centers or CLEP test sites, you will see it'll take you to a page on the College Board's website where they'll list all the test centers around the country and let you put in a state, a city, to find places that are convenient for you.
And is there a certain limit amount of time that it's allowed to finish the course, or can they take as long as they want to complete it?
The courses are completely self-paced. You can take as long as you would like to complete it.
Okay, let's see. And we have only a minute left available. David, is there anything else that you would like to share before we start closing?
Well, I would just like to thank everyone for the opportunity to present Modern States to you here today. And it is really my hope that many of you will have great success in your college education, and that Modern States and CLEP can help you move forward to get your college degree. All it takes is an internet connection and motivation. So I hope that you will dive in and take advantage of this really, really good opportunity.
And David, I imagine they can email you at the email that we see on the screen with any questions, right?
I'm happy to answer any questions that come up. My email is david@modernstates.org.
Great. Well, I want to thank David very much for taking the time to offer this opportunity for our scholars. And scholars, thank you so much for attending this webinar. Again, you will be receiving a recording later. Some of you have been asking for the link. The link is literally just modernstates.org to go visit the website. And again, email David with any questions you have. Thank you again for attending. Everyone have a great evening. And we will finish right now. Thank you so much. Have a good night.